was time for Kodak Black, man. Listen, yeah, man, I'm disappointed in y'all. I'm over here watching this interview. I'm like, this interview is amazing. He all drugged up like always. At first, I thought he was on alcohol, but like throughout the
He got the pills. He keeps
yeah,
it real.
the funny part is I thought he was on. I thought he was drunk and during the interview, and then on the interview he was like, "Oh yeah, we not gonna take a shot because they start asking you like this or that." In the Drink Champs interview, they should like, "Do you like this or do you like that?" If you say
Oh yeah, they
neither,
want you to drink on the show.
yeah, they want you to drink, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't. Since Yak don't drink, I'm gonna take all the shots." Like, wait, you don't drink and you acting like all retarded like this? So I mean, he on peeled
He
up.
ain't on no alcohol, but he on some other stuff.
So I mean, like he talked about it, everything on Drink Champs. He talked about Meek Mills, Ti, Big Boy, 6ix9ine, Lotto, 21 Savage. He was letting the whole industry have it. So man, play the video.
Reaching out to Meek K, do an interview on me. My nigga left me on scene. I had the answer to the question that they asked you on TV. You could have came through to free me. And Black Lives Matter could suck my motherfucking dick. I killed when I was going through my shit. And Trump free more niggas than Obama did. If I had a chance, I'd let that boy again. Stupid ass want to sit down with the man. So how you finna execute your plan, dummy? They played me out my money. Made a general statement. I was speaking in third person. They tried to twist the shit to hurt me. Snatching all food from the table. T.I. tried to get me kicked up off the label. I ain't popping out nowhere like I'm on house arrest. I just want the money. Y'all can have the rest. I'm good. Try to do something for the hood. Them niggas turned around and said that little shit ain't enough. And fucking all bro to do a song with a nigga who like I don't even know the niggas he told on.
Went in on
and I ain't even from over there. Niggas that's some shit like nigga, that's y'all rap. I know only nigga squeeze this nigga out some cheese, homie. Yeah. I know so do some shit like y'all ain't finna do nothing like y'all ain't just shit.
And you kind of went in on
y'all ain't even squeeze a nigga out some money. What the fuck, homie?
$1 million.
Shit, nigga, yeah, shit, nigga on some shit like hell yeah, nigga, I fuck the shit out of a lot of them. Fuck with me. But then like right way after that shit when that shit like died off and shit, but everybody already had ran off with they stories and the little assumptions and shit. And then like when her people on her team or her homegirl some shit like went out there and say like who was really on that shit, like I'm saying like she like who it actually was and shit vibing like that. I was some shit like now like what the fuck on y'all.
So there you go, Kodak talking all crazy. So I mean, everybody with the whole Lotto situation, he's mad about Lotto because Lotto when she dropped the album, she was like, "Oh, it was this one song I went in the clear, but this dude was actually to get in my panties, and I wasn't trying to have it." And like,
It
was only 3 dudes on her album. It was 21 Savage, Lil Wayne, and Kodak. You already know 21. It's not 21 Savage. And everybody was like, "Oh yeah," everybody was going on the timeline saying it was Kodak. She didn't say no, it was not Kodak, so she let everybody run off with that. And he feel like that was messed up. Like, how you gonna let people run off on that? And then like a whole week, couple weeks later, you want to be like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't Kodak, it was this person." Like, you already did what you did. So he mad about that situation, and then the whole little, like, we want to know about the whole little 6ix9ine situation. So the answer he gave about the 6ix9ine situation is, do you still feel like do you still feel like what he said was right? Because he said, "It's not my rat, it's y'all rat. You ain't doing nothing to him."
Because he even said later in the interview that some of his friends would say, "Well, wouldn't you S&D for $1 million if you would work with a rat?" And so he did kind of talk a little bit about the accountability. And I think you can't deny that you can't sell your soul just for any little thing. And when it comes to this music industry, your public image is everything. You've seen where, like with Meek Mill is on top of the world, he gets to beef with the Drake and people pursue him to lose, and he ain't never been back to that same level as he was in the music industry. It truly affects you, and I think that's what Kodak is experiencing now. He did have a level of fame and height that he hadn't had before, and then with doing a song with 6ix9ine, he's kind of seen that fame and height and kind of fall down, where more people are concerned about his well-being and health as an addict rather than his music. So I think it really
but he hasn't really dropped any music.
I think that at the end of the day that this was a bogus decision, and you see that it's it's truly affecting his career.
I don't even think it's affecting his. He hasn't dropped any. He dropped a love song, like a little R&B rap song, a couple weeks ago. But he hasn't dropped any music.
But like, people ain't messing with him like that after that.
What you mean he ain't dropped anything to see if anybody's messing with him at all? Like I see if he dropped an album, like, oh yeah, nobody's messing with him. And he did nothing.
Just from what I've seen in the comment sections when they're showing videos of him from the Drink Champs interview, and people in the comment sections, like on No Jumper or Say Cheese or any of those websites, most people are in the comments saying that he's sold out, that he needs help.
That's what I didn't like.
He seems like an addict, and that it seems like that he would do anything for money, and that he kind of sold his soul.
And that's
for
what
$1 million.
And that's what I don't like. Like everybody trying to duck behind, like, oh yeah, he's on these drugs. Like he called, like we ain't gonna talk about how he called out T.I. and Big Boy for like saying all the Black Lives Matter, and they trying to get him kicked off the label and not helping him out. Or like you ain't gonna talk about Lotto, how Lotto did what she did, or how he called out 21 Savage, and like everybody's, oh yeah.
Well,
don't worry about no. Everybody's like, don't worry about what he said about me. Like don't worry about that. Just worry about he looks sick. He looks sick. Like nah. Like yeah, this
ain't
is what
nobody taking him serious
but
right now
everybody
because of his condition.
But everybody, he's always been this condition. He's always been this. He rapped the song "No Flocking." He rapped about him being on Flocka. Flock is a drug, the bath salt drug. Like he's always been on drugs. Like him, like he's like nothing's changed. This has always been him on drugs. Like y'all say, oh yeah, he's always been like this.
But there comes to a point when you've been on drugs for an extended period of time where it's like, are you gonna follow through and become the artist that we think you can be, or are you gonna fall back on the drugs and be an addict? And I think he's fallen on the wayside, that he's more being known for being an addict than anything he's doing in his career right now. So I think people aren't anything that he's saying, that even if it does have some merit, people aren't giving it any merit because of his current condition.
That's what I don't like. Then you got the whole Ray J situation. Like, Ray J saying,
and
like,
Ray J crapped all over Kodak.
And he's like, you want to fight him? He's like, oh yeah. And it's Wyke 100 saying,
I want to mess with Ray J. Ray J got the booty goons. I mean, you saw he sent him after what's his face? What's the God dang, I could picture him. Who's he sending the booty goons to? Fabulous, yeah.
But
he's scared the crap out of
when
Fabulous.
when I seen people talking about the whole rat situation, I seen some people saying like, oh yeah, he was a rat. If you do this, you'll suck a dick for $1 million. But at the same time, I seen other people saying like, this isn't my problem. Like y'all keep trying to make people like, this is like, I don't know this dude. Like I'm getting this money, I'm going. This is y'all problem. Like you acting like if somebody, and like he also talked about Boosie's situation. Like Boosie over here saying like, oh yeah, I turned down that money. Like really, if you needed that money, you really gonna turn it down? Because I can guarantee you, it's people that call my phone every day asking for $5. If they say, "Oh, yeah," they chill with worst people in the world. People chilling with worst people.
Yeah, but when you're a public figure, you don't want your integrity to be called to the front, because that's basically what you stand on. If people think you're fake, they're not gonna listen to your music. I think you're a funny jabroni that you'll jump for any dollar that's thrown your way. People ain't gonna rock with that shit, and that's why he's getting the backlash that he's receiving right now.
I guess we should have to wait till a hit drops. We have to wait till he drops his next album or he drops a hit. If he drops a hit and it goes big, then you're like, yeah, well, it is what it is.
Do you think he's gonna pull a gunner?
He's gonna snitch? He's not gonna snitch on anybody.
Beat all the hatred.
I mean, of course, yeah, he's gonna beat all the hatred. I mean, he made the Super Gremlin song. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can make another hit.
Right now, it's not going that way for him. It seems like more of the people talking down and hating him are getting more approval than him himself.
He ain't dropped a hit yet. I mean, he hasn't dropped the hit yet. He hasn't dropped the song yet. So for people would even,
I don't know. I was a big fan of Kodak. It hurt me when he worked with a snitch. I deleted all his music off my phone, and I no longer listen to any of the songs. They've all been removed from all my playlists. So that's basically where I stand on it with Kodak. I thought he was bigger. I thought since he was from Florida that he would know better, but it looks like everyone has a price.
I mean, everybody got a price. All these artists has got something on them. Like
I just thought it would have been more than $1 million. If I'm selling my soul, I'm getting a B. I ain't getting the M. I'm getting a B.
So you gonna get something.
I get a B at least at a minimum.
Oh, you get something. So I mean, everybody got it's some money. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, hey, he got this money.
It depends on what it is, because I ain't hanging out with Dwight Howard to get no B either. You could keep that B.
Exactly. But I mean, if you got a B,
but that depends. It's like, honestly, since 6ix9ine has done what he did, if they offered me like $1 million to do a podcast with 69, I'd probably still turn it down.
You true that. I mean, hey, people say that, but at the same time, it's people who still knocking on 6ix9ine though. He's hot in Spanish. You see him going through crazy in Spanish.
but that's why he's having to go to other places to get popping again. He's kind of worn out his welcome here in the States, and so far it seems like the only reason why he's getting his name back in the news is that Bad Bunny's. Was it Bad Bunny's or no? It was the other dude. Who's the other dude that's like Bad Bunny?
Anuel.
He took Anuel's ex-girlfriend or baby mama.
True.
And he's dating her and dissing them at the same time. So that's what's keeping him hot in the streets. He's dealing with that beef with that Anuel beef. So
True.
I don't know. We'll see. And it seems like all the people that support him, they just they're like, oh, we'll support you if he's handing out money, but if he ain't handing out money, we not supporting him. So. 6ix9ine ain't got no real fans.
Okay,
like that.
so since you said that, remember how you felt about Gunna and the whole Gunna situation?
I still don't mess with Gunna.
No,
Not that. I didn't forgive him.
Not you forgiving him, but you was like, oh yeah, he's a flop. Oh, nobody cares about him anymore. Like, do you still feel that same way? Like nobody cares about him? That was your position before. Was like, oh yeah, he flopped. His album flopped. He's a failure. Like
he had that hit song.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So you had to hit something.
But people were even saying that it was because of the ad lib, not because of him rapping.
But now, as of today, as of October 2023, do you still feel like he a flop and all this stuff? Nobody cares about him. He's a flop.
I feel like he's still greatly hampered his career. Yes, because I feel like he's a fraction of what he could have been.
You always a fraction of what you could have been.
No. I feel like if he was on the road, if he stayed on the road that he was on, he was gonna reach unparalleled levels where now, he had one hit song and none of the rest of the songs really went up like that. And, he's really he had all of his faith in that one song because none of his other songs really were on the charts like that.
So you think messing with a snitch really matters? I don't even think messing with a snitch in 2023, I don't even think it even matters to people anymore, like to these new people.
Oh, I mean, these year 2000 kids, yeah. These year 2000 kids would butcher their own parents if they got $5.
But they're the reason why NBA, what's the name, is like the #1 best streaming. Is because of the new generation. Like old generation, like you getting to the point where you don't even listen to new music anymore. Like you listen to what you've been listening to in the past, and you may listen to some new stuff, but that's what it is nowadays. Like older people, they're not listening to the new Kodak Black song anymore. They listening to what they've been listening to, and then maybe listen to something else. These new people listening to other people, they don't care about snitching.
Well, but it's because they snitches.
Nobody cares about it. Like the new generation, they don't care about it. They don't take accountability. They don't care about it.
I'm still keeping it real. I'm not a phony jabroni. I'm not gonna take it on my butt.
But pretty soon, you're not even gonna worry about it because pretty soon, the only reason why you mostly even listen to these artists right now is because of this whole show. Without this show, you wouldn't you probably would have never even knew half.
No, I mean, I used to listen to Kodak Black all the time. I liked a bunch of his albums and his music, and I followed him. But then he kind of went astray and got all da-da-da.
No, I mean,
I stopped listening to him because
CEO Trilly, like Baby Drill.
What about him?
YB, you would have without this podcast, you probably would have never heard of him.
No, I wouldn't have found him. I would have heard of the CEO. I heard of Baby Drill because that's who you listen to.
The only reason I found him is because I was doing this podcast.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything?
That's most people, more older generation, less you making it your attempt to stay up to date with the music, you don't care. Eventually, it don't even matter. Pretty soon they're gonna be accepting everybody. Saucy Santana's gonna be the #1 rapper in the world.
Not for me. I ain't with that fruity shit.
Because you're gonna be listening to G Unit and 50. I got friends right now that still listening to 50 Cent. Seuss don't even know any of this stuff. That's what I'm saying. Those people, eventually, the older you get, you stop listening to new music. So eventually,
I still listen to all the new Chicago music.
That's only certain people of Chicago music. That's not even certain people that they mess with somebody that you knew that was old school that you knew. But if it wasn't that, then that's it. You're not listening to something new. It's right now you listen to Chicago people, yeah, but you listen to certain squads, but it's certain people they have cousins that's dropping a CD right now that you don't know about. If he not posting it, you don't know about it. You're not searching for Mana Duke's second baby mama cousin just dropped a mixtape. You're not searching for that.
No, I don't check out all music in the world that's ever created.
That's what you just listen to what
But I also I pay attention to what the rappers are doing, and if
the
it seems,
mainstream
and it
rappers.
seems like, and he's a mainstream rapper now. He got to that point.
You don't even pay. You can say that. You pay
I would
attention.
say Kodak would be considered a mainstream rapper, just like Lil Uzi or any of them. Just from the amount of hits he's had, and I still think, I mean, honestly, from the response that I've seen, there's a large amount of people that stopped messing with him after this, especially a lot of Boosie fans.
He talked about Boosie also, but he feels like Boosie's fake because Boosie was like, oh yeah, I hit up Kodak and everything, and about the song. He's like, he didn't hit me yet. Like the way he hit me up was he hopped in my DMs. He was like, hey, this Kodak, right? And Kodak was like, yeah. He's like, so oh man, you really gonna do it the song with this man? You really gonna put it out with this man? And he was like, yeah, I did that. And then he was like, that's all Boosie said.
And then Boosie went on live,
And he was like, since when did anybody make Boosie like the real N-word president? Like what you
the internet,
like what you eat don't make me ish. Like I guess he was like basically.
I mean, Boosie got a big following because a lot
Boosie
of people
sold 50K.
a lot of
Boosie
people
don't got a full. He sold 50K album sales.
No, but people like him as a social media personality because when you got stuff going on in the world and like Dwayne Wade pushing his own agendas, he's the only one that has the balls to actually speak out and say that I don't agree with this or this isn't right. I'm not just accepting everything that's put in front of me. So Boosie got a lot of respect in the streets, and it's like anytime that he says something, whether it's No Jumpers, Say Cheese, College Kid, or any of the websites, even Shade Room, all the comments usually tend to agree with Boosie. That shout out Boosie for keeping it real. They might not all be super fans where they're listening to every little music that he puts out.
Listen to every little music.
But they saying that he's real and that real recognized real, and they understand that Boosie ain't folding for this new generation just because he wants to fit in. That Boosie keeping it a G.
But you can't. I don't understand how people say that when Boosie last album sold 500 albums. It's straight
50,000 or 5,000?
500 album streams. He got last album stream. He dropped the tape. He dropped the movie that he been promoting forever. It didn't sell. He was begging people to watch it. So it's a lot of people that want to tweet about Boosie, that Instagram comment Boosie, but nobody's supporting Boosie.
I mean, he still does good in the shows.
What shows?
When he's doing shows.
That's old school shows from us. And remember, it really depends on what kind of venue you got. You see like Taylor, like if can he do a Taylor Swift show? Or can he do
just
like
because you have more popularity doesn't mean that you automatically gonna win it right. There's tons of people that have millions of followers or even have billions of dollars that don't act correctly or don't act right. That doesn't mean anything in the fact of an argument.
True.
At the end of the day, he's making Florida look bad, and there's nothing that you can do about it. He's making Florida look like some bullshit right now, and that's what it looks like Florida people do, that they hang out with snitches.
Hey, man, we got to see what happens on the next. I mean, you see Rick Ross, they had the whole snitching allegation.
Anyone that's real and not a phony, that's not going to do anything for $1, they understand that this is selling your soul. And Kodak Black, with him being strung out on drugs, he probably needed that $1 million because he's going broke.
He actually gave the money.
He probably is going broke.
He actually gave the money to Haiti.
According to my sources, he's going broke.
No, they actually talked about it. He gave the money to Haiti, and also he donated.
But just because you say it doesn't mean that it's real.
He showed it, and his lawyer also posted, and also his lawyer, even pumping.
If you posting it that much, that's how I know it's fake.
He doesn't.
That's how I know it's fake. If you got to post it between 4 different sources just to show that you're donating money, that's how I know it's not real.
It showed, okay, he has the little, remember he had the refrigerators. He gave out refrigerators and AC units to his whole Pompano city. His lawyer showed that because only reason he showed it was because he kept going to jail, and like he had to show that you're being a good, like you're not being a whole menace to society. So it's the only reason why he showed it. It's not like he's just showing it just to show it. He's showing it because you see him go to court, like you said, he's in and out of jail. He shows it because like when you go to jail, the judge's like, well, what are you doing in society to make me believe that you actually deserve to be in society? Besides, he never hung out with him. He said
he's in the music video.
That's it.
So he's hanging out with him.
I guess so. I mean, if that's what you want to put it, but comment below. Let us know how you feel about
Will
this
Kodak
situation.
Black ever regain this one
I
stardom?
feel like he will.
What's his name? What's Kodak Black's best friend? Superstar.
Superstar.
Did a song "We Could Have Been Superstars."
Uh, Jack Boy.
Yeah, is Jack Boy actually bigger now than Kodak
Jack is
Black
not-
since Kodak Black
not-
started hanging out with snitches and doing all the snitch work?
Jack Boy's not
And-
bigger, but Jack Boy does give a lot back to Haiti. Like he goes back to Haiti and he gives a lot back to Haiti. Alleged, like that's what he says. And what he does, like he builds schools and build hospitals and everything. But they also talked about Jack Boy in this whole interview, and like he was like, "Oh, will you ever forgive Jack Boy? You know, Haitians are forgiving people." And like Kodak's like, "Nah." He kept ignoring the question, like, ain't answering that question.
Well, you look like he could barely understand questions. in
He
the
answered all
interview.
the other questions. Perfect. I'm telling you,
No,
like,
I'm
that's
just
what made me
saying,
so mad
like,
about the interview.
He
Like,
looked like he could barely talk.
that's I mean, like when I watched the interview, that's what made me so mad. Like I understood everything perfectly in the whole interview.
That's because he was speaking Jesse J.
He was even rapping. Like he even like I don't understand people like, oh yeah, he was on drugs. Like he was making no sense. Like he rapped like 17 times. In the
That's
whole
just
thing.
not me. I mean, you look at the comments. That's what
It's all
majority of
trolling.
the people are seeing.
They were trolling.
And why does he got a Texas ring? He ain't even from Texas.
What Texas ring?
The one on his pinky.
I don't even.
Looks like it says Texas.
It's for. That's with an S.
He ain't from Texas. He's a phony jabroni.
It could be. I don't know what it says, but let us know how you feel about the whole Kodak
But
Black situation.
hopefully Jack Boy catches Kodak lacking soon. Then we can put this all to bed because we're Team Jack Boy over here.
Nah, we Team Kodak. I'm
We're
Team
not
Kodak.
Team Snitch.
I'm Team Kodak all the way.
I'm Team Texas, so if you Team Florida's want to say Team Snitches, then you stay on that side.